What do you want to happen in the second half of Star Wars Rebels Season 4? Maybe you want Ahsoka to return in the flesh. Maybe you're like longtime commenters Turkland TV and Roberto and really want to see Ezra and Sabine finally develop a romantic relationship. Maybe you desperately want Kanan to survive because, like me, he's become one of your favorite Star Wars characters of all time. With 3.5 years of the Rebels animation series behind us, you're probably like me and have some big wants and expectations going into the second half of Season 4. And you're going to be disappointed if those things you've been anticipating aren't going to happen. A prime example of this for me is I don't actually want Ahsoka to return in the flesh. I believe she physically died on Malachor, and I've done a lot of theory crafting on how her spiritual force presence may return in Season 4. It's to the point now where if she does return in the flesh that I'll be disappointed. And we all need to realize that we have these expectations going into the second half of Season 4 and make sure that we're able to go into it with an open mind. Dave Filoni and the crew do, so an open mind is key to being able to fully enjoy this second half of Season 4 and the finale of Rebels. So that said, let's move on to my second thing I want to see in Star Wars Rebels Season 4. We know that Ketsu, Sabine's old bounty hunter friend, is returning at the end of the season, and with her return, I hope we get a mention of how Sabine became one of the Ghost crew, met Hera, Kanan, and the others. I know it could be explained in a comic or a novel, but I'd like to see the basics mentioned on the actual show and know that it was actually from Dave Filoni. Moving on though to the third thing I want to see in Season 4, and that is a link to Yoda in Season 2 and his advice for Ezra in trying to discover how a Jedi should choose to fight. That's the most important thing. I know I'm paraphrasing there, but that's a journey Ezra has been on, and I want to see that come to fruition at the end of this season, and if it doesn't, I will definitely be disappointed. But again, I'm going to try and have an open mind going into the second half of the season. And something else I have to keep an open mind on is the death of Kanan / the return of Darth Vader. I remember at the very end of Season 3, one of the first videos I made at the end of the season was my predictions for Season 4. And in that video, I mentioned I wanted Darth Vader to come back and end the story arc for Kanan, one of my favorite characters. I thought there was no better send-off than a hero's death for Kanan. I still feel that way. And if Rook is the one that ends Kanan and not Vader, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. But as I've already mentioned, I'm going to try and keep an open mind and not be too disappointed if Vader doesn't return in Season 4 to have one last lightsaber duel with Kanan. The last thing I really want to see in Season 4 is Sabine continuing to be a badass. I mean, she was almost the leader of the Mandalorian people. She should be challenging her allies' ideas and plans and taking more of a leadership role, not to mention just continuing to kick ass as a Mandalorian warrior. But hey, Star Wars fans, I'm Mike, and you've been watching Force Within TV, where your theories matter. So before you go, please consider sharing your thoughts and theories on the question of the day. What you share might just end up in one of my community videos. And today the question is, what do you not want to see in Star Wars Rebels Season 4, the second half? I've shared some of the things I want to see. What are some of the things you don't want to see? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, my fellow theory crafting Jedi, use the Force within you to make the Star Wars community a better place. Share your theories and encourage those who do the same. May the Force be with you.